little known fact about me, I've wore glasses for the majority of my life. I've wore glasses since I was 2 years old. Yeah, that long. I've always worn glasses. Glasses, to me, have always become integral part of my life. You know, they're a part of who I am, really. Honestly. I've worn glasses so long that it feels weird not wearing glasses. And sometimes it almost feels like I'm not even wearing glasses because I've gotten so, used to wearing glasses. I've worn glasses so long that doing this makes me look really strange and weird. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still recognizable. But it's not a Clark Kent situation. But, yeah. Doing this is weird. It makes I look weird a little bit. Look a little off. A little off. But, yeah. Because this is what people see. This is what people know me for. This is me, with glasses. That's who I am. But over the years, I've gotten so many, questions and suggestions and stuff about contacts. Are you ever going to wear contacts? When are you going to wear contacts? Are you going to ever switch to contacts? You should switch to contacts. Like, I've even had my own eye doctors in the past, asked me about it and stuff, and suggest it to me. And I always, say the same thing. I always think the same thing and tell them the same thing, to try to tell people the same thing. No. Probably not. I'll probably never switch to contacts. It would just be too much of a drastic change for me, I'd have to get used to it a lot, and I don't even think I ever would completely get used to wearing, contacts and everything. Like, I'm so used to wearing glasses, like I said before, that it doesn't even feel like I'm even wearing them anymore. Like, I'm so used to it, it's integral part of who I am, integral part of my life. And, switching would just be like a really drastic change for me. And I don't know if I would ever completely get used to it all the way. It'd probably take forever. And, yeah. And also, contacts are just way more complicated, way more troublesome, way more bothersome. They feel like they would just be too much of a bother to, start wearing. Because you constantly have to, squeeze them in your eye and put them in your eye like this, really finicky and whatnot. You have to shove them in your eye. And I wouldn't like that all the time, doing that all the time, every day. And also the whole losing them thing. Yeah. There's a reason why that's such a big, joke and trope in media. It's because it happens a lot, and it's annoying a lot in real life with a lot of people, losing your contacts. Because your contacts could just randomly just fall out. And once they fall out and you lose them, good luck trying to find them. They're so fucking tiny, and they're clear, and they're see-through. Yeah, good luck trying to find them. Good luck trying to find them. You spend fucking hours trying to find them on the floor. Most people would just give up and buy new ones, because you can do that. But, yeah. Or get new ones. But, yeah. It just seems like they're just too much of a bother. They're way too complicated, way too much of a bother, and they'd just be annoying. Too troublesome to deal with daily. Unlike with glasses, they're not that much of a bother, like I said. I'm pretty used to wearing them. All you have to do is just put them on, take them off when you need to. That's it. And losing them, you rarely ever lose glasses. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still happens. But when you do lose your glasses, they're pretty good size, you know? They're not tiny little see-through clear things that you could just lose on the ground and never find again. When you lose your glasses, usually they're on something, you know, and they're pretty good size that you could see them. No matter how blind you actually are without them, you would pretty much see them. But yeah, and like I said, glasses are just easier to deal with. You know, they're less troublesome, less annoying, less complicated. But yeah, and yeah, so yeah, I probably would never switch to contacts ever. It'd just be too much of a change, and plus too bothersome and troublesome to deal with overall. And yeah, and before anyone suggests fucking getting laser eye surgery to fix my, eyes completely and not have to wear glasses or contacts at all or anything, before anyone suggests that, that's a big fucking no from me, dog. No. It's a big hell no. My mom had it done, and it worked well for her, and now only time she has to wear glasses is to read. But for me, I don't know, getting surgery, any kind of surgery that has to do with my eyes, that's a no. That just freaks me out. I don't want to deal with that. I know it's not, I've heard it's not that bad from my mom, and even my grandma had laser eye surgery too. With one of her cataracts or something. I can't remember exactly. But, yeah. And I heard it's not that bad, but still, I don't know. It just freaks me out, and I'd rather not deal with that. It's rather not have to go through that just to fix my eyes, I'd rather just, wear glasses. They're easy, they're simple, you don't have to do anything, and honestly, I've worn them so long that, like I've said, they're kind of integral part of me and who I am, integral part of my life. And switching to anything else would just be too much of a change and too troublesome and annoying and yeah. So I'm just going to stick with what I know. Good old glasses. Yeah. They're easy, they're simple, and they're me. But, yeah.